why Coach Pablo? Let me tell you about him. In my personal experience with Coach Pablo, you cannot deny that he is gifted in his field. He cares and knows and has a great love of the sport of tennis. Now, with no disrespect to my other coaches because they care and love for my team's success as well. But again, Coach Pablo does have a warm-hearted charisma, which cannot be denied. Given that it took you a little bit longer to complete your college years, after college, what opportunities or challenges were you faced with in regards to tennis? Like, did you think about going pro, or did you want it to go more of the line of your major and like try to work there, or like, what was going through your head at that time?
Well, my major was business administration, which is a pretty broad thing. A lot of schools offer it. If there wasn't an emphasis in marketing or finance or anything like that, it wasn't being offered like that. So my whole idea was do the tennis, enjoy college tennis, and then somehow get to a point where I can run a business. And that was about as broad as my future looked. I mean, I didn't really have it planned out that well. I wasn't thinking ahead as far as I should, so everything revolved around the current time in tennis. So once tennis was over, I thought, well, let's just keep this going. And even when I was done at Redlands in the year 2000, because I should have graduated, if I would have done 4 years, I would have graduated in 96. So what ended up happening was, as a junior eligibility, so my fourth year in college, because transferring from semester to quarter back to semester does not help your hours and how things transfer over. So in my fourth year of college, I wasn't graduating quite yet. I got into network marketing, and I got into a company that was growing really fast. It was all around health products, which I'm glad I did. I learned a lot about leadership in there, and I jumped in full time. It wasn't a meet at home in the living room type stuff. I mean, I was in an office, renting a desk space, renting a phone. I mean, I was doing it, and I was 22 at the time, or 21 when it started, and I think I was 22. And I ended up leaving college to pursue it. I got kind of sucked into the whole thing. I was working with a particular group that a lot of people would have considered lucky, we were fast movers. And before I knew it, 2 days after even being notified of the possibility, I moved to Michigan. And then I didn't like it in Michigan, so in one day, in 24-hour period, I decided to move to Miami. I was already there after 24 hours, and I spent 6 more months there. In Miami, I kept kind of doing the deal, and I was living on my own until I finally got burned out of the whole sales thing and got back into tennis. And nicely, I was working on an island in Key Biscayne, Florida, at a resort, and that kind of got me back into tennis. And after 6 months there, working 7 days a week, I decided to come back to California and finish my degree in business at the University of Redlands. At that point, that was a Division III school. And that was in the year 2000, 99 to 2000.
You talked about how, like, early in your adolescent phase that you took some sacrifices that you don't regret doing because you're able to do what you do now.
Yeah.
What exactly do you do now? Like, where do you work? What would you consider your job description to be?
Well, my title is Director of Tennis at Lady Country Club. So that encompasses pretty much most of everything that happens on the tennis courts. I'm in charge of all clinics, lessons, and the people that work for me, their lessons, their clinics. I've got a head pro, and I've got several other assistant pros, and I've got an adult coordinator. Through my team, I manage all of the leagues, and of course those are somewhat self-sustained, but I oversee a lot of those things. Any other special event clinics, tournaments, I go through my head pro, and things of that nature. So anything that happens on the tennis court pretty much happens under my, at least somewhat, supervision. you probably figured out that most of my time, I'm going to say, is spent with the tennis academy. However, that's where most of my
Let's say if I was an aspiring director or wanted to be a director, what traits would you suggest for me to have that will make me more suited for the position?
well, you're going to develop traits. Well, we'll just straight up answering the question about traits. You're going to need, I feel, one needs to have good leadership skills because you have to work with a group of people that are going to work uniquely, so to speak. You have to be very accountable, very detail-oriented because you have to keep track of everything, everybody's hours, all billing. You have to do billing and payroll. So those are two different animals. You have to make sure on the one side of everybody that the club is getting charged the right amount or charging the right amount of money, so that when you pay the pros and get paid, the club is getting its percentage and everybody else is getting what they're supposed to be getting. So you have to be good with the numbers. You have to be very diligent with that. With that, I have to keep an everyday roster of all clinics. I have my pros do the same, so there is no confusion. Now that's just the administrative side. So on the court, you definitely need to have confidence in what you're doing. In the beginning, not even as a director of tennis, but just as a pro somewhere, especially if you're new somewhere, and if you're new to the system, if you're maybe just fresh out of college and not used to teaching, you almost have to kind of fake it a little bit, fake it till you make it. I remember kind of having to do that early on. People on the other side have to feel that you know what you're doing and you know what you're talking about. It helps that all the students I've had didn't compete as a high level that I did, so that was easy to be the expert, so to speak, on the court. And little by little, that develops confidence, and with confidence, you can eventually relax and teach a lot better and problem solve. Basically, academy, private lessons, anything like that, a lot of it's problem solving. There's always a problem, whether it's whether you're trying to teach somebody how to deal with an opponent, problem. Trying to teach somebody how to deal with the wind, that's another problem. To deal with themselves and their negativity or their fear or lack of confidence, major problem. Those are things that you're constantly problem solving. So you have to be good on your toes and figuring out problems. How to problem solve a variety of things.
I've been a part of your academy and whatnot. I've seen how you and your faculty, operate together, and it seems like a very fun environment. Everyone kind of vibes off of each other. Everybody loves each other. Do you think your staff is another reason why you stay at the facility you are now?
Yeah, if I didn't, both staff, facility, and clientele, if any one of those things were really off, we're really off or negative, then it would be hard to be commuting 39 miles each way from each to go to work. So I'm very picky with who I choose to work with. So it definitely has to be somebody I trust first, and then and also if you can get along with. I think the rest starts to fall into place with into the teaching and all that. But but the most important thing are people that are trustworthy and fun to be around. And of course, good with kids. I'm very particular, very protective of kids. I come from a background where in one of my jobs there was a fallout with the main guy with indecent stuff with one of the students. So I became very protective after that. It's an easy drive, to be honest. I'm used to it now, almost going on 8 years.
Right on. That was going to be my next question. How long have you been working at Clayview, and why do you continue to work there? Given that you do have to travel 39 miles one way, and that you have seen so much of so many different locations, traveling as much as you did, why would you, outside of the facility and staff and clientele, what makes you continue on to live in Kansas City, Missouri.